Hello, my name is Daniel Ball and I'm the Head of Digital Engagement at the Lee Academies Trust. I don't know what you think about creating presentations and slide decks, and particularly in Google Slides. Often they can be quite dull, they can be quite boring, but I think when you understand some of the things you can do and making some little tweaks, you can make your Google Slide presentations engaging and effective. And so today, what I want to do is have a look at how we're simply going to use hyperlinks within our Google Slides to create engaging, adaptive and differentiated slide presentations. So the first thing we're going to do is just look at some examples so you can see what's possible. So first of all, I've got a Google Slides quiz that I've created called a Google Workspace Quiz, Name That App. And so I've got a number of slides, as you can see on the left hand side. And so I'm asking a question, giving some multiple choice options. And so this is for some adaptive assessment. So what I want to do is once they've answered the question, they can then, first of all, the option is to go to a slide that gives them more information so they can brush up on their knowledge, move on to other slides, or another option you could do is they go into a slide where it says whether the question answer was correct or incorrect. And so let's see how this works in practice. If I click present. So I move on to my first question. Which app would you use if you wanted to arrange a meeting with a colleague? So I'm going to get this wrong. I'm going to put in Google Forms. And so in this case, it's taken me to a brush up slide where I've got more information about Google Calendar so I can review that. So then once I'm done reviewing that, I click here to go to my next question. Now another way of doing this, I can say which app would you like to use if you wanted to make a to-do list? So imagine I'm going to say Google Classroom. And it says here, oops, not quite. I'm clicking here and it takes me back to the question. Google Docs? No, not quite. And then actually it's Google Keep. Way to go. And then I click here for the next question. And so you can see this progression through the document answering. And so different ways you can ask questions and then respond to it differently. Let's have a look at another example. This is my Staying Alive quiz. I'm no expert in survival skills, so I have taken this questions from fieldandstream.com and a great article on survival. So again, let's look how this works in practice. This one's a bit more linear and has only really one or two options. Either you survive or you don't. So imagine here I've got my question about hunting and then I choose my answer, and if I get it incorrect, it tells me I've not survived. Click here to try again. It's taking me back to the beginning. And this is really good to reinforce those questions, because even the ones they get right, they might have to do again. So this one was, I think, a baseline, so it's taking me on to the next one because I got it right. If I do keep on going, I keep on getting it right. And then it's taken to the end. I've got what it takes to survive. Well done. Again, and this is just through hyperlinks. A way of differentiating, I've got my traffic lights here, so I've created this. And then I've got we're learning about adverbs, so I've got three different levels. I've got the green, which is the easiest, red, which is hardest. So I can choose which level I want to do. So imagine I'm not feeling very confident. I can click on green, it takes me to the green slide. I've got a video I can watch, give me some instructions I can work through. If I've done that and I'm comfortable with it, I can click here to go on to the next level. It's taking me to the amber level. Again, some instructions in a video, heading on to the next level. If I click here, it will take me back to the home page. And lastly is an example of this is a presentation that perhaps the students created. And what I want you to realize is, again, slide presentations don't have to be linear. You can move around. So on this one, I've created my slides. If I click the next slide, it takes me to my contents, and I've got a number of different options that I can go to. I don't have to just go to the next slide, I can go to any. And I've even got a question mark in the corner here, so I can go to the question slide. So imagine I wanted to jump straight to the book. And I've got my slides all about the book. Now I've put on the right hand side again the same links, so I can say actually I'm going to go and look at the characters now. So I can look at my characters. I can go to my student review, for example, and jump around. Now at any point I could click the question mark and it takes me to the questions. and then I can just jump around the presentation as I want. As I say, it's not linear, but you can move around. And then if I have finished, click on my finish button and it will say goodbye. So let's exit out of that and just give you some tips on how to create these. So we're going to go back into our Staying Alive quiz. So imagine I wanted to create this. Now, normally, obviously, once I've created one slide, I'm just going to copy and paste that and use it again. But what I would do if I was starting from scratch, I'm going to insert a new slide. I've got my new slide here. I can put in my question, so I'm going to put in a text box, and I can put my question here and format that. Now, as I was saying, I was using Unsplash for my images, so if I go to add-ons and into Unsplash, I can insert a photo. So I can click on an image and that will get inserted. Obviously I want to move it to the back, so I can move it to the back. You can change the order here, send to back. Now with text, just a quick tip on text: if you're ever putting text on top of images, obviously you want some good contrast. If they're dark or light, it's very easy, but another way you can do it is just use the highlight color, so I can put some white background to my text as well. And so I've got my question there, and then what a really good way to do is just create a shape. So I always like my rounded rectangle shape, so I can create one here, and so I could put answer 1. I'm going to create copy and sorry about that. So copy and paste that for answer 2. I'm just going to copy and paste that. So getting a bit of a different format, but that's okay. So I'm going to put answer 2, answer 3, and answer 4. So in this scenario, imagine one of these is correct and that one is answer 1. So if I click on the shape, I'm then going to click on the link, insert link icon, and then I'm going to choose where I want it to go. So in this case, if they got it right, they're actually going to go to slide 7, which is the final slide. So I'm going to put in number 7, and it brings up slide 7 there, and I click the link, and now that is now linked to slide 7. What I need to do for the other ones is click the link, and they didn't survive, so they're going to slide 6, which is the oh no, you didn't survive slide. So we put that in there, again 6 and 6. One of the options you do have when doing the links, imagine if I wanted to link this for example, you can go to next slide or first slide, and so you can use that as well. Just be aware of that. You also get the option down here, slides in this presentation, so that gives you a list of all the slides that you might want to see as well. If you've got a lot of slides, this can be a better option to find the slides. But as you can see here, they only actually come up if you're using the correct title field on the slide. So this was just a blank slide. I put text in, so it didn't come up. So now if I click present, and if I click answer 1, it takes me to the well done slide. So let's go back, and then if I click any of the other answers, 2, 3 or 4, it would take me to the oh no slide. So just using simple shapes and text within a Google slide, but pointing them to different slides can be really effective in helping you differentiate, in helping you to be adaptive in your approach, but also really helping to engage the students in the slide deck. So it's not just a linear approach, but it's hopefully really engaging for your students, and they'll engage with that learning.